Happy Friday, I'm Bronson Woodruff. Here's an AFN News update for you. Hurricane Helene's death toll reached 200 on Thursday and could rise higher still as researchers made their way toward the hardest-to-reach places in the mountains of western North Carolina. There, the storm washed out roads and knocked out electricity, water, and cellular service. Officials in Georgia and North Carolina added to their state's grim tallies, padding an overall count that has already made Helene the deadliest storm to hit the U.S. mainland since Hurricane Katrina back in '05. The strike is over, at least for now. Some 45,000 dock workers at East and Gulf Coast ports are returning to work after their union reached a deal to suspend a strike that could have caused shortages and higher prices if it had dragged on. The International Longshoremen's Association is suspending its three-day strike until January 15th to provide time to negotiate a new contract. The union and the U.S. Maritime Alliance, which represents ports and shipping companies, said in a joint statement that they have reached a tentative agreement on wages. A person briefed on the agreement said the ports sweetened their wage offer from about 50% over 6 years to 62%. The person didn't want to be identified because the agreement is tentative. Any wage increase would have to be approved by union members as part of the ratification of a final contract. Pro-abortion forces that are backing ballot measures across the country have raised nearly 8 times as much as groups campaigning on the pro-life side against the amendments on the November ballots. Now, that advantage may not become a huge benefit down the stretch in Florida. Florida is the most expensive of the 9 statewide campaigns that are pushing to enshrine abortion rights into state constitutions. Campaigns that raise more money have an edge reaching voters with ads on TV, radio, and websites, along with mailers and yard signs, and more organizing power for door knocking and other efforts like that. Jewish communities across the U.S. say they are shocked that the October 7th massacre of more than 1,200 Israeli men, women, and kids has led to a rise of anti-Semitism here in the United States. Nationally, nearly 2/3 of Jews feel less secure than they did a year previously. That's according to an American Jewish Committee survey from earlier this year. In Pittsburgh, a man was charged in September for allegedly attacking 2 university students wearing Jewish skull caps. A synagogue and the Jewish Federation of Greater Pittsburgh office were targeted with graffiti. Parents of Jewish college students say their kids have endured anti-Semitism amid protests critical of Israel. Caitlin Clark has been named the WNBA Rookie of the Year in a near-unanimous vote, given the Indiana Fever back-to-back winners after Aaliyah Boston won the honor last season. A national panel of sports writers and sportscasters gave Clark 66 of 67 votes in balloting released Thursday. Chicago Sky forward Angel Reese received the other. Clark, the number 1 overall pick from Iowa, averaged 19.2 points and a league-best 8.4 assists per game, while helping the WNBA set attendance records and garner mainstream attention. And that'll do it for this Friday AFN News Update. Thanks for watching. AFN.net, much more news from a Christian perspective is available there. Have a great weekend. I'm Bronson Woodruff.